essentials of digital media. I figured that since I was away and playing in Las Vegas with this great room at the MGM with a great view of the Strip, I still figured that I should probably share with you some thoughts and ideas, seeing as how we're not having an official class on Wednesday. So I pondered on some of the discussion topics that we could cover, and I think what I will be talking about is possibilities, things that you can do career-wise with skills, and at least the essentials we'll be starting out with. Granted that these are, we're just learning the basics because it is the essentials class. With this, though, before I wanted to get into that, I wanted to show you my room. Here you can see the view of a tremendous strip. Lots of stuff going on down there. I wouldn't know. I'm stuck up here working. Give you an idea, I was up at 6:40 this morning to get ready to shoot. Shot most of the day. By about 8 o'clock, joined the rest of the crew for a nice dinner. Almost too nice. I think the dinner cost, for 8 of us, it was like $600. I'm not kidding. It's crazy. And I had just eaten at a little show before, so I had some little snackers because they were free. Cannolis, full of like chocolate mousse. Yummy. I had 2 creme brulees. So good. So I didn't order a whole lot of this dinner, so I only ordered like a $20 appetizer. Yeah, I know, $20 appetizer. Only in Vegas. Anyway, so I'm just saying, I didn't eat the $600 worth. The other guys did. Okay, so back to the topic at hand. Since I know you don't want to listen to me ramble all the day long, let's talk about digital media. Digital media is, we cover the gambit here. We're talking about things that are created digitally. We had a quick discussion last week about the history of multimedia and how the internet has kind of changed. Think about this. When I went through school, or even 5 years ago, 6, 7 years before YouTube was even around, digital media, or the electronic media as we called it, only really had one career path. If you went through school and you went through classes like what we're doing now a little bit, the basic video type classes, you were going to get out of school and your goal was going to be to work for the only places where video mattered, and that would be a TV station or TV shows, because that was the only way that people got TV. We're talking like 2001, 2, 3, before YouTube came out. Because it's not that YouTube came out and changed the whole career paradigm. It's just the fact that video became much more ubiquitous. It was available everywhere and useful for everyone. That's why I think things have changed and switched a lot in the video world, and that's why we're offering this class in particular, is because it is much more applicable to the everyman. Okay, think about that. Not that long ago, if somebody went to school and took this kind of a course, they were going to be making video, and it was going to be video that would have to be shown through a distribution channel that existed at that time. Mainly TV, maybe cable TV, but there wasn't a lot of video happening online. Sure, we had email and we had the ability to kind of, share some pictures and maybe small videos, but it wasn't convenient, and it was definitely not what it is today. Now, it's much more ubiquitous, and this background of these kind of essentials of digital media that we're talking about in class for the next couple of months are all prime skills that anybody can use and should be using, because it is that pervasive. If you get online in your company, if you get online in your personality, if you get online as neither of those but just as yourself and you want to just be entertained, video is a big part of what happens there online. Sometimes it's interactive video. Sometimes it's just, entertainment. Sometimes you're there to watch a sports game or get news information. But think about all the ways that information comes to us and entertainment comes to us. It's either audible, visual, or textual, which is also visual really because you're reading, but you process it different. So what we're learning in this class has many, many possibilities for careers. Let's run them down. I really don't have any notes here. I'm just kind of rambling, but I'm trying to keep this under, trying not to go too long. But if you think about it, what you're learning can apply to almost anything. As you'll see in the assignments that are coming up in this class, you can choose to apply those assignments as a creative. Okay, I want to do this for myself. I don't want to sell anything, and I don't want to report on anything. I just want to make fun, good movies or videos, or call it more of an entertainment focus. That's fine. you can have a career in that as well. As you'll see in our assignments, there are options for gearing each assignment towards the public relations field. I want to represent somebody. I want to learn this particular skill or this talent or this style so that I can represent something or somebody in the future. I want to be able to market it. Video is a fantastically strong marketing tool, and so you can use it for that. We also have the news side of things, the journalism side of things. I want to tell a story, and I want to be able to tell it, accurately without bias, and I want it to be engaging and cover all the things I need to cover in this story. And we'll learn that and do that in our assignments. But it applies beyond this class, obviously, into career paths. You have options and opportunities going forward to utilize these skills to either build a foundation for yourself or for a company that you may be currently working for or starting to work for, or to solicit yourself to, do it for other people. I've had people in this class already tweet me and text me and say, "Hey, I'm doing a video for my cousin because I missed it so much." Maybe they'll get paid. But we're talking about possibilities here. There are a number. So basic ones, PR. A PR rep can use these skills to create digital content for any of their clients. High-end stuff, they may end up, sending that out to a shop, but at least they're going to know what they want because they could visualize it, conceptualize it first. On the basic PR side, I'll give you an example, and I'll probably use this a few times in class, but I've had PR companies contact me to go shoot basic news type video for them. So the PR company, especially this one I'm thinking of, came to me and said, "Can you shoot us some video for UDOT? We need to get some shots of, UDOT doing their thing, of different areas of traffic down in Salt Lake so that we can hand that tape over to a news organization, KSL, KUTV, KTVX, and have them run our stories, specific to what we want them to do." Obviously, they're trying to increase the brand image of UDOT. That's their job as a PR firm, but they didn't have the inside resources to shoot the video. If you are going into a marketing angle, or emphasis here at school, and you have this background, you can probably step into that job a little easier than somebody that doesn't, because you'll be able to say, not only have I learned everything I need to know about marketing, but I also can edit and shoot and create basic VNRs, as they're called, video news releases, which is what they wanted me to do. Shoot basic videos, shoot basic interviews, and hand them over. So there's one for you. That's PR style. The other side, journalism, kind of a no-brainer. Yes, you can use this stuff to tell journalistic stories. This is what it's been used for many, many years. I want to be able to talk to people, learn about what they're doing or what they're saying. I'm going to adjust this. Here we go. And share it with other people. I want to digest it and pass it along. Okay, it's been done. It'll continue to be done because stories are told by journalists. That's what. So career, reporter, editor, shooter, all those things happen and exist in a newsroom. Currently, they even have positions for social media experts or community directors, which do social media and in a little bit of content creation within news organizations and any other organizations. They're community directors, are kind of socially based. Here's my take on that. It's going to last for maybe another 2, 3, 4 years. I don't know. Probably not so very long, because the time will come when you may need a community director, but you don't need like a social media guru anymore. I think in a short amount of years, they won't be looking for these social media gurus, because everybody that they've hired, obviously I'm looking at kind of smaller, medium-sized companies, everybody they hire at that point should already know the social media skills. Okay, so you don't need to have somebody that's in charge of tweeting when all of your employees know how to tweet and can tweet. That's my take on things. Eventually, they're going to do away with the permanent position and just expect it of everybody. Now, into the entertainment field. This is the difference of the possibilities of what we're doing here with the visual media. What we're learning is how to take a message or an idea from our minds, conceptualize it, storyboard it, lay it out, and translate it to an actual video. How do we get this out there to share with people? So if you are an entertainer, let's say you're an artist, let's say that you are a person that plays the guitar amazingly, and you want to build something on that, on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, using your own videos that you make of yourself doing playing your own songs. That's something that we can learn, and we'll go that route. But that's a career possibility. What does it all come down to? It all comes down to traffic. If you have something that people want, something that they'll tune in to watch and watch consistently, you can then basically, just like the internet, just how the internet works, you are gathering eyeballs. And you're selling those eyeballs to somebody else, usually advertisers that are buying ad space on your website or on a YouTube channel, etc. So I know people that get 2 and 3 million views on their weekly or bi-weekly videos. When you can translate that many eyeballs and put a little advertisement in the front of those videos, or what they call an overlay or a banner ad on the middle of the video, you can monetize that, and all of a sudden your skill in creating great movies is making money. 2 people to check out. One is Devin Supertramp on YouTube. Devin Supertramp, because he gets lots and lots of views because he makes beautiful things. Doesn't happen overnight. I'm sure he practiced and learned a lot of the concepts and skills we'll be doing, but he also has an eye and a knack for telling that story and keeping it engaging. I'll show you some of his stuff throughout class. The other one is the piano guys. They're kind of newer on the scene, if you will, but they're doing the same thing. They know how to take something from here. They know what people want to watch and what they'll continue to watch, and they can put it up on YouTube and still use it to promote their business. Their business is selling pianos in St. George, but because they understand video and how to make it pretty and how to make it look good on YouTube, they have been able to gather a lot of great views because they've combined things that people like to see, like the Cello Wars with the Star Wars theme. And there's some others out there, but do you see where we're getting at with this? If you have a product or a personality that drives views, people are coming to see time and time again, there's a career opportunity there for you. As I'm doing an independent project with one of the students this semester, and their goal is to monetize a website geared towards video gaming. I know it sounds ridiculous, right? They're getting credit for making a website about video gaming and making videos about video gaming. I know. School. What do you figure? So part of what we'll be doing for his individual project is talking about how to increase the viewership, how to engage the audience so that he can monetize that site and make a living out of it. So just yet another possibility if you have a niche. And I'll emphasize that again and again in class. You got to have a niche. You can't just go in and say, I'm going to be, making videos about cats. On YouTube, that's not going to work because I think every other video is about cats. So you're going into a market that's already saturated. So there's obviously this discussion is entrepreneurial by nature, but we're talking about finding a niche. I had a student that had great connections to the Native American side of things. Not a whole lot of video work being done in that realm at all. They have a very good niche that they should totally pursue. So if this is something you want to do for yourself, possibility-wise, I want to make money at this, or I want to make this a living, consider what your niche is. You're either going to hook up with somebody that does it all for you, or you're going to learn how to do it and do it yourself. And there's some keys to making it a niche and making it successful. Okay? And I can save a lecture for what it is that makes it successful. But as a career opportunity, it works. So we've got anything in the journalism field, anything, like behind the camera, in front of the camera, stuff that I've been doing. I went from the journalism side of things, editing, directing graphics and promotions and all that inside of a news station, to producing a local television show. A lot of difference with the content, but I was still using the same skills and making video and taking ideas from here and putting them together on video. It was a blast. It was a lot of fun, and it was a career, producing television shows. Now that the internet's in full force with video, I could produce webisodes. And if I find that right audience, I can monetize that, making it not only a possibility of what I can do, but a lucrative possibility. And there are people that do that. And then we talked about PR, another place that you can apply these skills to better market yourself. Now, you got to consider what all, the whole life decisions here if you're looking at like career possibilities. If you go into news, not a lot of money. You're going in to be your own creative entertainment person, again, there's always a chance that you might strike it big and be the next, guitar man or whoever these people are that make so much money, Devin Supertramp, that kind of person, chances are you may just barely get by, or you may give it a half go for a little while and go, that didn't work, because you didn't apply all the things that you need to do. I'm just saying, when on your own, it's a little tougher. Then there's a PR side where you're going into a firm that's all, they've already got a client base, and you're there to provide added value to what they're doing. And obviously they make a lot more money, and that's just, money is what matters to you. Okay, I'll toss one more into the mix for career possibilities, and that is just freelance video work. If you know how to shoot, edit, and translate things, you can still have a full-time job somewhere and just do it freelance, like a lot of the people doing here at this convention. I suppose that's what I'm doing. I'm labeled more of a consultant for these guys, but really I'm a hired gun. They know I can shoot, they know I can edit, they know that I can produce. So if they send me out with somebody and they say, okay, go make videos, I can walk around with somebody and be like, okay, let's do this, let's do that. We want to add this to that, put the two together, and here's how we'll do it. And then I go back to my hotel room until midnight. Yeah, about midnight. And I make things all night long. I'm a hired gun. By the time you count it up like hourly, I'm making like $5 an hour. Man, I work too hard. But it's fun. So that's another one, freelancing. I had the opportunity to freelance for the U.S. ski team for a little while, just covering some of their stuff up in Park City. The company that was doing the TV shows or the races coming out of California, they hired people that were locally nearby. I knew a guy, got me in, did it for a couple of runs, couple of meets, froze my feet off, and then they stopped calling. So if you got a good thing, don't turn them down. Anyway, so there's a freelance option. Okay, so to wrap it all up, when you're looking at possibilities that stem from digital media, social media, there are a lot of possibilities because almost every career has a need. There's pretty much a need for almost every discipline to have somebody that can explain what they do or what they are digitally, in a visual way, whether it's biology or health or somebody that works in the medical field. There's somebody that needs to be able to explain those things. So I'd say, possibility-wise, this is a great little feather in your cap for going forward into whatever your career is going to be. But as for standalone careers based on digital media, there are tons of them as well, as several that I've talked about: entertainment, PR, news, but I think there's even more than that. I hope this has kind of sparked some questions. Like I said, I didn't really have anything planned out, but this is maybe a little bit more fodder for you to think about and discuss among yourselves. So let's start a discussion right down here below. You can throw in your thoughts and your ideas and ask questions, and we'll try and generate some more ideas of what you can do with these talents and where you can take it.